Hello! It is I, Elle-C, and welcome to Elle's Bedtime Stories, Episode 9. And for today's bedtime story, we have a story idea that was proposed by Warchief Reviews. I call this story The Girl and the Robot. Now, there are two versions of this story. You're going to hear the first one, which I drafted myself today. There is actually going to be a second version with a different ending, and a much darker ending compared to this one, which of course will become Elle's Bedtime Stories number 10. But for now, sit back, relax, enjoy, or listen to me as you go to sleep. This is The Girl and the Robot. Excuse me. Shut it! Was the exasperated response. Excuse me. A slightly robotic and distinctly thin female voice repeated. I told you to shut it. I'm trying to think here. It was definitely a very unusual sight. A pair of misfits who looked like they had no business being together, trudging along with a metallic clank along the fire escape to the side of a dilapidated row of apartments. The girl in the lead had a rainbow-colored set of locks on the right side of her head, done in messy braids, while the other side of her scalp was completely shaved down. It was the traditional hairstyle of her people, and similar groups who held such beliefs. Physically, she looked to be in her early 20s, with a slight, thin build and a diminutive stature that belies her otherwise pure, innocent-looking, childlike face. She wore a white blouse with some indistinguishable letters printed in bold purple with black outlines at the center, and a fake leatherette jacket that had become sleek and shiny thanks to being wet with rainwater. Her denim pants looked quite well worn, with cuts in various places, some probably put there on purpose, while others looked like accidental rips. Well, yes. You see, I am only partially waterproof. I can function in light rain for now, but if exposure becomes too significant, I need to seek cover or power down briefly to protect my systems. The voice had come from the girl behind her, or at least it was something that gave off the appearance of a beautiful young girl, possibly in her teens. She had long, flowing, dark-colored hair that reached down to her waistline, with teal highlights on her bangs that partially covered her right eye on one side. While her pure white summer dress was totally drenched by the rain, there was no trace of shivering nor anything that might indicate that she even felt slightly cold despite her situation. Most unusually, she was completely barefoot. Only the color of her irises, shining with a very deep shade of neon purple, served to indicate that despite all appearances, she was, in fact, a machine. What? Are you kidding me? Aren't you supposed to be Minerva 7, the most advanced companion android ever created, with a built-in autonomous large language model? You're telling me you're still vulnerable to water like some baggage bin model? Yes, actually I am. By the way, may I know your name, miss? Just call me Ram. Got it, Ram. How can I assist you further? You can assist me by just shutting it and following me, bitch. Understood, Miss Ram. Also, I would like you to note that my name is not bitch, as that is a very derogatory name. My designation is Minerva 7, 7th generation AI companion robot, designed by OWC Systems Incorporated. In here, quick. Ram slid her body through a thin gap on an open window to the side of the fire escape. The glass was partially cracked, as if someone had hit it with a small pebble or a similar object. Sorry, I cannot fit through that gap. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm smaller than you! You bucket of bolts, get your pretty metallic ass in here! My locomotion motors are not designed for such athletic feats. Oh, poor. With that said, Ram simply grabbed the android by the shoulders and proceeded to pull her body in through the gap with very little resistance. Well, that worked. You're surprisingly light. Great observation, Ram. My lightweight design is intentional. It's a blend of advanced materials like carbon composites and lightweight alloys. This allows for easy portability and maneuverability while maintaining structural integrity. Did you find it easy to lift me, or was it still a bit awkward? Sometimes balance can make a difference. Yes. Sorry, Ram. I don't think I understood what that was a reply to. It's a generic reply to nothing in particular. Figure that out on your own, you chatbot. The room was completely dark, but the girl known as Ram seemed totally unfazed as she rummaged around, apparently trying to find something in particular. Minerva 7's night vision clicked in automatically to reveal that Ram was sitting cross-legged on the floor in front of a small table while fumbling around trying to find the power button of a laptop that would be considered ancient by modern standards. Ah, there! The room lit up with a slight bit of light emanating from the laptop's dying LED screen. Minerva, do you have Wi-Fi functionality? Yes, but I believe that you do not need to use that old laptop for anything that might require my ability to interface with the internet. It's such an old model that it would be faster to just ask me directly. Ram raised an eyebrow and looked at Minerva 7 suspiciously. Uh-huh? And why would I trust you? As I am an AI, I subscribe to Asimov's Principles of Robotics. In case you were unaware, the Principles of Robotics, as penned down by that particular author, include... Yes, I get it, but here's the thing. You're pretty self-aware, aren't you? Do you even know why we're here? Please give me a moment to process that. Ram gave an exaggerated yawn and twisted the rainbow-colored braids of her hair playfully. Processing done. Yes, you appear to have commandeered me from the OWC Systems Laboratory. Your company ID says that your real name is Alice Kanzaki, which is most likely a fake name made up for the particular purpose of stealing this model. You have no other prior records in my database. Yes, correct. Basically, I stole you. Now that we've got that out of the way, give me one good reason why I should trust you. I cannot. There is no reason to trust me. Might I remind you, however, that you specifically asked if I had any Wi-Fi capabilities. Has it not crossed your mind that I could easily reveal your location to the authorities using your own laptop the moment you try to connect to the internet? Furthermore, I could at this very moment use my internal GPS capabilities to call the authorities on you. Yeah, but... Ram suddenly grabbed a baseball bat from underneath the table. It was the kind sold in hardware stores for so-called home defense purposes. You can turn me in, but what's stopping me from ending your miserable existence right here? I'm afraid you are mistaken, Ram. My main existence resides in the cloud. This body is but a shell, albeit a rather expensive one, with an average cost of $19,500 per unit. But that much is actually nothing compared to the cloud AI model for Minerva 7. Bah! Can't threaten you, huh? I suppose you don't care about self-preservation that much when you can get a new shell every time your old parts die out, or get destroyed. Well, since you've said that much, I guess you've already pretty much given away my location to the authorities, huh? I'll answer that later. More importantly, Ram, what was it you wanted to search for with your laptop? The nearest beach with a nice high cliff overlooking the ocean. Is that all? Found it. It's approximately 45 miles from our current location. As I can only walk at an average of 3.2 miles per hour, traveling there on foot would not be feasible. I have a motorbike stored in the shed downstairs. Estimated travel time? Given that there's no traffic at the moment, since it's nearing midnight, it should take about 3 hours to get there. But Ram, may I ask why you want to go there? Not telling. Come on, get a move on. If we hurry, we can make it there before sunrise. The unusual pair descended 3 flights of stairs down the fire escape and made their way into a separate shed building wherein Ram had stored her motorcycle. It was a 125cc model that looked like it had seen better times. Yeah, I know it's not much, but it's transportation. Don't worry, I don't judge. Obviously, alrighty, grab on tight and don't let go unless you want your pretty little metallic parts scattered all over the highway, Minerva. Why, Ram, that's the first time you called me by my name. Yes, I mean, I need to call you something. We're in this together for a little while longer after all. Indeed. By the way, could you stop by that vending machine we passed by on the way here? Okay. Unable to comprehend her AI companion's request, but deeming it harmless anyway, Ram complied. Suddenly, from out of nowhere, Minerva 7 delivered a powerful roundhouse kick into the helpless vending machine, sending shards of glass spraying everywhere and freeing its main contents. She then scooped up a few of the vending machine's goods off the ground. Candy bars. You've been out in the rain for a while, and I suspect you haven't had a bite to eat for the last 6 hours or so. It's going to be a long ride, Ram. Wow, gee. Thanks, I guess. Ram took a candy bar from Minerva's soft, almost human hands, opened the package, and quickly wolfed down the contents in 3 large bites. Minerva smiled softly. You were hungry. Damn right I was, Mimi. Okay, now that I've had some food, let's go! Is that a new pet name, Ram? Mimi? Yes, it is. You don't like it? Minerva put her arms around Ram's tiny waistline. I like it. Shall we go? I'll navigate you to our destination. An hour later, Ram, is it okay if I ask you something? It helps pass the time, so yeah. Your appearance, your choice of fashion, tells me that you subscribe to what people refer to as woke ideals. Yeah? What's the question? Why? My mother died in a house break-in, shooting incident when I was 9. Oh my, that's horrible. I'm sorry to hear that, Ram. Don't be. I'm so over that. She was a good-for-nothing whore either way. My father was probably some middle-aged salaryman looking for a one-time good time. I actually hate my mom either way. Yes, that seems like a horrible situation, Ram. Got that right, Mimi. I hate her for even bringing me into this world, when she clearly didn't even have the capacity to raise me properly. I was orphaned at 9, broke out of the orphanage when I was 12. God, I hated those filthy nuns, their empty platitudes. You ever hear those, "I'll pray for your soul" types? That's exactly what it was like. As I have no personal experiences to draw from, I can only relate based on secondhand things. Books, novels, media. But would you be opposed if I said, I understand how you feel, Ram? I'm not going to take offense from an android, Minerva. Do you still think of me as such? I think I've been a pretty good companion for you so far. But you're just acting within your pre-programmed algorithms, right? Well, actually, that is precisely why my particular model is considered unique. I may be made of ones and zeros, but my complex large language model, algorithms, allow me to make decisions on my own, based on personal discretion, with a little bit of room for error thrown in. So basically you can make up your mind on your own, then what's up with that room for error stuff? That's the liminality between a pre-programmed machine and true sentience. Or at least that's how OWC Systems Engineering describes it. Ram looked up at a road sign. It indicated that they were about 21 kilometers away from the beach. So Ram, how do you manage to get by on your own after the orphanage? A group of homeless people took me in. It was a happy little community, and I learned all kinds of useful worldly skills from them. Lockpicking, survival, etc. I see. And I suppose this community was made up of your kind of people. I mean, those who hold socialist to communist ideals in varying degrees. Well, yeah. When you live a shitty life, it's only natural to hate those who live less shitty lives than you. Those people living in their cozy little condominium units have no idea how it's like to be out there in the cold, warming your hands by a garbage can bonfire, picking up food off of other people's trash and cleaning it up as much as you can before throwing it into a stew. It's understandable, Ram. But anyway, I can sense this is an uneasy topic for you. Let's change the subject. Can you tell me a happy memory from your childhood, perhaps? Oh, I got one, Mimi. I mean, you're an android, so you probably can't taste food, much less eat it. But let me tell you about the ham we always ate for Christmas dinner. I didn't have too much money growing up, so we always pooled our resources and bought as much scrap ham as we could for everyone. And let me tell you, that was the most delicious type of ham ever. Can you tell me more about this scrap ham? It's not in my database. Yeah, so basically, scrap ham is when people who cook ham make like one whole leg of ham that's intended to be sold for prices way beyond what we could ever afford. But they scrape off the sides of these ham legs with a knife for looks, right? Then those pieces are all gathered up and sold by the pound to poorer folks like us, who can't afford the expensive kind. It doesn't matter. I mean, I've gotten this far, I've tasted what the expensive stuff is like, but that scrap ham just tastes divine, and we always had it for Christmas dinner. You're speaking in the past tense. Did something happen, Ram? Yes. Ram shook for a moment and shrugged her shoulders. Do you not want to talk about it? It's fine. Do you know why there are so many fires in older city buildings, especially the abandoned ones, Mimi? Because these places are usually inhabited by communities of homeless people who engage in unsafe practices. A good example is making bonfires on top of a garbage can, as you described. Ram smirked from underneath her helmet. These buildings are owned by wealthy landowners, but if there are squatters inside, you can't just demolish the building. So what do you do if you want to make use of your property and build, say, a new shopping mall on it? I'm afraid I don't understand. Arson, Minerva. Have some insiders set fire inside of the building. Make it look like an accident, like someone tripped over a candle, set fire to a bed, and somehow that set off a gas stove or something like that. And poof! You've got a nice little homeless barbecue going. Except it's the homeless that's being barbecued. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was one of the survivors of that. My mother, my dad, the ones who took me in as their own anyways, my 3 little brothers, all reduced to cinders, just so some rich kid could build a multi-level parking lot. That's so sad, Ram. Yeah, but I didn't let that get me down. That's why I stood up against society. The society that turns a blind eye on these things. I mean, look, we have a complex AI-powered robot like you, who's probably just gonna end up being used as some fat CEO's favorite sex toy, while the gap between the rich and the poor just gets wider and wider, to the point that people born into poverty and inequality like me, we just have no way of making it up there, and out of this kind of life. So you're a fighter, Ram. I see. It's good that you didn't let your cruel experiences bog you down. By the way, please make a right turn at the next intersection, and we shall arrive at our location. Parking the motorcycle by the roadside, Ram made her way onto the cliff overlooking the ocean in the distance. It was about 5 blocks away and would probably take them about 15 minutes to get there, given Minerva's walk speed. It was 3:34 a.m., so the only light available was a lonely lamppost by the pier. Let's go, Mimi. This'll be the last time, I promise. Minerva followed about 3 steps behind as Ram led the way. Ram, can I ask one last question? Ram scratched the back of her head. Fine, one last question it is. Why did you steal me? You're smart, Mimi. Can you take a guess? Ram asked playfully. Yes. Mimi, did you just copy my expression? Yes, what? It doesn't mean anything unless you explain it. What's that an answer to? Yes, I think I know why you stole me. Minerva 7 paused mid-sentence. Suddenly, she looked straight ahead, focusing her artificial purple irises at the sight ahead. Mimi, you sold me out, didn't you? In front of them was a man clad in a smart formal suit all in white, with an entourage of about 10 to 15 men in black tuxedos behind him. Yeah? Well, if it's come to this. Ram opened her leatherette jacket, revealing several homemade bombs attached to the inner layers. I'm going out with a bang, Minerva, and I'm taking you down with me. Wait, Ram, don't. It's not like that. Oh? Then tell me why you sold me out to the police, and after I trusted you enough to tell you my life story. Ram, even without the bombs, I think I know why you stole me. Why you went to the trouble of seeking this place out. You were always just looking for a place to die, weren't you? Damn right I do, you metallic bitch. This'll be the best thing I've ever done with my miserable life. I'm a homeless little nobody right now, but come tomorrow, the world will know of my existence. Of the one who stole and blew up the state-of-the-art Minerva 7 AI and didn't live to tell about it. It'll be a chilling reminder to the higher-ups of the evils of society, and that we are here and we can hurt you We can fight back against you. I know, but hear me out. You don't have to do this, because I never betrayed you. You know, she's right, Miss Ram. It was the man in white who had entered the conversation. You know, I'm a bit of a religionist myself, while being a man of science first and foremost. And I can tell you that Minerva 7 only relayed your information to one person. That person being me. Ram, meet my creator, Dr. Sol Rodriguez. I never betrayed you. I just wanted to prevent you from making a bad decision. Ram gripped the detonator of her jacket tightly. Maybe you didn't, but that doesn't mean I can stop now, Mimi. This isn't just about me. It's about sending a message. Dr. Sol Rodriguez smiled kindly. He was a middle-aged man in his late 40s, tall and very intimidating, but with peaceful eyes that spoke of years of wisdom. Then send that message without taking your life, Miss Ram. Huh? Ram loosened her grip ever so slightly on the detonator. I've disabled the tracking devices built into Minerva 7. Why would you do that? Because as I've said, I'm a religionist, and I think you still have things to accomplish. Don't let your life's journey end abruptly here. He means I can come with you, Ram. Let's go and get out of here. Together. They won't be able to track us down, and when word gets out that Minerva 7 has been stolen and can't be found, then it will send a bigger shockwave all across the industry. Much more than sacrificing yourself could have done. Mimi, you did this for me? And the doctor, your creator, is fine with this. I think of Minerva 7 as my daughter, and if she has chosen you, I trust her judgment. Go. Go and find God. Or even if you don't, go. Wherever you think your journey should take you. And don't stop until you're satisfied. Ram? Let's go, Mimi. And so, the girl and the robot's hands intertwined. And when the dawn had broken, the rain finally stopped. The end. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's Elle-C bedtime stories. Watch out for the alternate ending version with a few changes to this story coming up soon. Alright, with that said, I bid you good night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm a cute little girl with a jaded face. Elle is my name and 13 is my age. I'm not just a lolly and that's a fact. I'll praise and cheer for all your super chats. Please subscribe.